Hello and welcome back to the Patchwork Crafters. So I'm currently out in my pantry slash laundry room, and I'm doing some editing on the video that you're fixing to watch because this is probably just the quietest place in my house on a Saturday morning. I realized while I was doing my editing that I didn't do an intro for the video, so I'm sorry for the makeshift intro, y'all, but this is what I've got to work with this morning. So I do hope you enjoy the craft that I'm fixing to show you. It's made with some Dollar Tree items, and it turns out to be pretty cute, I think. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking. I hope you enjoy the craft. We're starting out this project with this gold tray that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go around the edges of it with some of this gold, it's not gold, it's copper metallic paint from Folk Art. And it really doesn't make a huge difference, so if you don't have copper paint on hand, I wouldn't go out and buy it. I happen to have it on hand for another project, so I'm just going around the edges, and it really doesn't make a huge difference, like I said. After that, I do go around it with some of this Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory, and that really makes a huge difference in my opinion. Now while I'm doing the corners on this piece, I kind of like to go with the corners. This way it kind of makes it look like it's more of a part of the piece and not something that I just added. Also, I do get a little bit heavy-handed when I'm painting. So on the left side there, you're going to see like a big old splat. I don't know what I did, but we got to get that off of there because that doesn't look good at all. So I'm going in with a rag. As long as the paint is still wet, it wipes off pretty easy. So you can fix it as long as you do it while it's wet. Okay, after everything's painted, I am putting a generous coat of homemade Mod Podge in the center. Yes, that is Mod Podge, it's not paint, so don't ask me why I'm being crazy with the paint all of a sudden. And then I'm going to attach a piece of scrapbook paper that I pre-cut into the middle of this piece. And just a little reminder, when you're out shopping, I got this at Hobby Lobby while it was 50% off. So just think ahead on your crafts and buy stuff when it's on sale. Don't be paying full price last minute. Just think ahead. And just another quick tip for you, when you are using Mod Podge, more is better in some cases. I did have to pry this paper back up and add some more Mod Podge around the edges because it wasn't sticking like I like. And Mod Podge dries clear, so add more to start with and then you won't have to go back and fix the snafu. Okay, so now we have a decision to make. I do have this large peace sign that I got from Dollar General last year. It was $2, but I did think that's a little too bulky. So I have these small metal words that I got from Dollar Tree this year. They come 3 in a pack, and I think that one works better. So I am going to paint that with some ink chalk paint from Waverly, just because it's silver, and I think silver kind of clashes with the gold that I've got going on, so black is the color. I did go back in with some of that copper from Folk Art, and I just kind of dry brushed it over top of it. It stuck really good to the edges, and it did cover up a little bit of the silver that was showing through, which is kind of what I wanted it for. Because the silver, like I said, it doesn't go with anything, so this copper, it goes with the whole theme, color palette, I guess you would say, that I've got going on here. Alright, after everything is painted and dry, I'm going to hot glue this word to more to the right of my picture because I am going to be adding some other stuff to the outside of my frame. And I want this to be kind of off center. I don't want it to be directly in the center. I have these are 3D wood cutouts I got from Dollar General last year. I haven't seen them this year, and I did look on Amazon. They do have some wood cutouts on Amazon, but it just kind of depends on what you want to spend for them. Anyways, I'm going to be painting this with this leaf green acrylic paint. This might be too light for you. It is kind of too light for me, but it's all I had. You use whatever color green you want to use. I am painting these trees with this leaf green, and then I do go back and dry brush on some nutmeg from Apple Barrel to kind of just give it a little bit more of a grungy look. And then after that, I go back with some Waverly Ivory chalk paint and dry brush some of that on top of it too. And I'm sorry I did get out of the frame. I got a little excited with these trees and I wasn't thinking. So this is the end result. And I think they look really cute this way. Okay, so after all that is painted, we are going to go to placement. So I do put 3 trees on the left side, and I put the largest one in the back, and I'm just going to hot glue that to the frame. I'm adding a little bit of glue to the top and a little bit to the bottom, and I'm just kind of centering that a little bit so that it's not sitting sideways. And then I do put the smaller tree, one of the smaller trees, because I have 2 of them, onto the right of that, and I just add the hot glue to the larger tree and stick that one down. And then the medium-sized tree I'm going to be putting on the left of the larger tree. And again, just hot glue and making sure that it's straight. And then on the other side, I'm going to be adding the other smaller tree because it looks kind of naked over there. So we're going to add the other smaller tree to the other side. And we are just about through with this project. Alright, so after everything is glued on, my daughter and I discussed it and we decided we needed a star. So we are adding this, it's just a little wooden cutout that I got from Dollar Tree. I painted it with the copper and then I decided that it was still a little bit too dark. So I went back in with just some gold acrylic paint just to lighten it up a little bit. And I think that looks pretty good. After the star, we did play around with maybe putting a snowman on it, but I think... I don't know. I think the snowman was just too much, so I discarded that idea. And then the last thing we need is a stand for this. So I have this block of wood that was just, you know, sitting around doing nothing. And I'm going to be hot gluing this to the back. A Jenga block probably wouldn't work because there is that lip back there. So I do need something a little bit more substantial, I guess you would say. And I'm just going to put a good bit of hot glue on the back. More is better here. Because the wood is heavy, the sign is heavy, you want it to really stick. So we're just hot gluing that to the back, and now it is a freestanding sign. Alright, so to finish it off, I am going to go over the raw wood on that block with some of that ink Waverly chalk paint, and that is it.